Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sydney, and today's video is going to be my $1,000 indie makeup fantasy cart. And I am so excited. If you guys have been keeping on my channel, you'll know that I've already done a $1,000 Sephora cart as well as a $1,000 ColourPop cart, and I filmed an Ulta cart. I'm not sure if that's going to be up by the time this video goes up, but I have done quite a few of these, and I have to say I'm really enjoying the style of video. It was inspired by Emily Noel83, so I will link her channel down below. If you guys aren't following her, I don't know why you're even following me, because I feel like she is the makeup queen on YouTube, but I digress. That's not what we're going to talk about today. If you guys haven't seen one of these videos before, basically you just go through whatever retailer you're looking at, or in this case indie makeup as a whole, pick out $1,000 worth of products that you would hypothetically purchase if you had $1,000 to spend on it, and you just share it. And I love this premise. It's very cathartic for me because I definitely use shopping for makeup as a stress coping mechanism, and I'm in the process of moving right now, so my stress levels are like up here, not even on camera. But I am so excited to share these products with you guys. I picked out a lot of really good products. I did also want to give credit for this idea to Amy Loves Makeup and my friend Angie. Amy created the video. My friend Angie actually suggested it in the comments in my $1,000 Sephora fantasy basket, I think. So thank you to them for giving me this idea. I will link Amy's video down below, but I'm not going to blabber on any further because we've got a lot of really good products to talk about, so let's hop into it. Alright guys, don't be mad. I went over $1,000. It was so much easier to spend $1,000 with this fantasy cart than it was definitely with ColourPop, definitely with Ulta, and even Sephora, because I feel like indie makeup is where it's at, A, and B, it was just so much more fun to try different brands. I had such a wide variety of brands to choose from. So let's start it off with me scooching over. Alright, so now that I'm scooched out of the way, let's start it off with Mented Cosmetics. So Mented Cosmetics is a brand that I just kind of recently became aware of. They were on a lot of those black-owned indie makeup brands, or just black-owned makeup brands that were going around and have continued to go around kind of since the Black Lives Matter movement took shape and gained momentum. And I was looking at their products, and the one that really appealed to me is their bronzer. I have been on a cream bronzer kick, but I also am on the hunt for my new like holy grail powder bronzer. I was really in love with the Physicians Formula butter bronzer. Unfortunately, Physicians Formula is no longer cruelty free, so obviously I'm not purchasing that anymore. But this new bronzer from Mented Cosmetics looks beautiful. First of all, the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. It looks like it's in like a matte black compact with some like gold detailing, and I think that is so beautiful. It's so clean, so minimalistic. I'm just really into the packaging, and the shade Beach Bum looks absolutely gorgeous. It's the lightest shade in their line. This bronzer does retail for $22, and this may be one that I actually do purchase. Honestly, everything on this list is something that I will eventually probably purchase. Oh, I just thought of something else that I wanted to add but ran out of budget. That's fine. A lot of what's on this list is stuff that I probably will purchase eventually, just not all at once, because I really do love indie makeup. But that was the first product that I wanted to add to my cart. Ooh, and the next product is actually another powder bronzer, which is weird for me, but this is the Nabla Skin Bronzing Bronzer in the lightest shade. I am on the hunt for my perfect powder shimmery bronzer. I have been on this like shimmery face product kick for probably like almost a year now. I'm like, I don't want to look matte, I want to look dewy, I want to look fresh, I want to look glowy. And I've heard incredible things about the Nabla, I think they're called skin glazing highlighters. I believe these are very similar, but I'm hoping that they're a little bit less shimmery and intense since they're supposed to be bronzers. I think these look absolutely gorgeous, and I think that fair shade looks perfect. So I would really like to try this one. Again, this is probably one that I'm actually going to purchase in the future. Oh, you guys, I'm so excited about this next one. So I have two products from Range Beauty. So Range Beauty is a brand that I talked about in my black-owned brands I want to try video. I think that's what I titled it. I'll link it down below if you guys are interested in watching that one. But I just kind of shared a couple of black-owned, I think they were indie brands that I wanted to try. And Range Beauty was one of them. I was really interested in this brand because all of their products are centered around acne prone skin, so I obviously have acne prone skin, so I was really intrigued by them. And the two products that I was really interested in trying from them were the True Intentions Hydrating Foundation and the True Intentions Bronzing Primer. I love a good hydrating foundation, you guys. I have not worn a matte foundation probably 6 or 8 months, and like this is the time usually that I'm all about a good matte foundation because I do get a little bit more oily in the summertime, but I've just been obsessed with like a dewy, more hydrated finish. And I would love to try this foundation because it's targeted towards acne prone skin, but I also just would really love to try a black owned indie brand, and I think this would be the perfect opportunity to do so. Again, this is one that I'm definitely going to purchase, but I'm just trying to use up a couple of more foundations in my collection before I go hog wild and buy this one. I also want to grab the True Intentions Bronzing Primer. I have been on this weird quest for a bronzing primer for like, it feels like years. I'm deathly pale in the summertime, in the wintertime, any time of year really, and I'm always looking for a product that'll add a little bit of warmth and a little bit of life to my skin. Can you guys hear my stomach? I gotta take a break and eat some lunch after this. But I've been on the hunt for a bronzing primer for a very long time, and I would love to get one that's actually going to have some benefits, or at least not negatively impact my skin, and like it sounds, this one will. I also did want to note for anyone that was also interested in trying the foundation that Range Beauty does offer foundation samples. I think they're like $5 on their website. I think you can get up to 4 before they like charge you for a full foundation or something like that. But I think that's awesome. I don't know why more brands don't just like do that normally, like get like a $2 card with some foundation swatches in it. I think that would make everyone's lives so much easier, especially when they're shopping online, but especially when they're a smaller indie brand and maybe there aren't as many swatches out there. So the foundation retails for $21 and that primer retails for $18. Okay, next up we have a couple products from Mented Cosmetics, and the first one is a product that is very newly released, and it is the Dawn Face Palette. So this one was created in collaboration with, I believe his name is Neon MUA on Instagram, and he created a range of face palettes with Mented Cosmetics, and he did an incredible job on really creating a really diverse range. I think there's 4 palettes in the range. I feel like that's a pitfall of a lot of face palette launches, that they only cater to like 1 or 2 skin tones. I know that I've definitely had that problem, even like on the lighter end of the spectrum, and I can't even imagine how much worse it is for people on the deeper end of the spectrum. But I really love a good face palette. I know some people are like anti-face palette, but I love a good face palette, and so I think this one looks absolutely gorgeous, and again, this is one I'll probably buy. And these palettes do retail for $36 a piece. So the next product from Mented Cosmetics that I'm interested in buying is actually 2 products, and these are their Cake Liner palettes. These are going to retail for $25 a piece, and there are 2 varieties. There's the pastel palette and the neon palette. So I've been on the hunt for some water activated liners that maybe aren't necessarily the Suva Beauty liners, that are a little bit smaller, a little bit more affordable, and something about having them in a palette is so attractive to me. I feel like that's kind of a weird thing, but I don't know. I love the idea of having them all in a palette, and I couldn't decide between the neon and the pastel shades, so I just got both because this is my fantasy cart. Next up we have quite a few products from M Cosmetics. M Cosmetics has been a brand that I feel like has just eluded me for years and years. Every time they have a sale I get so excited. I rush over to the website and sure enough, everything that I want is sold out. So eventually I will try them, but I just haven't had any luck yet. So the first product that I want to grab from them is actually one of their new products, and it's the Venetian Rose Lip Cushion. I chatted about this in a Will I Buy It video recently, and I love a good balmy, kind of sheer, a little bit glossy lip product, and I especially love the tone of this one. I feel like they're really pretty cool toned pinky nude. I feel like I have a lot of warm pinky nude lips in my collection, but not necessarily very many cool tones, and I do a lot of cool toned, well, I don't do a lot of cool tone looks, but I do some cool tone looks. I feel like this would have a really specific purpose in my collection and it wouldn't just get lost in a sea of lip products. I've also been dying to try their Heaven's Hue Faded Clementine blush powder type dealio. It's like a shimmery kind of sheer powder. I think you can probably use it all over your face if you want, but I would probably use this as kind of a blush topper or like a blush highlighter combo. For some reason I am so attracted to this like orangey bronzy tone, and I don't know why, because normally I'd go for the pink one, but for some reason Faded Clementine just has my heart, and I think it's so beautiful. It retails for $34, so it is very pricey. There's no way I'd ever buy this without a sale, but it is absolutely stunning. And then the last product that I would want to grab from M Cosmetics is their mini lip essential set. I've tried to buy this so many times, you guys, but again, it's always out of stock. This is a little mini set that has 7 of their lip clouds and their true glosses. and I've heard nothing but incredible things about Cosmetics lips formula. I've heard incredible things about all of their formulas, honestly, but this set is especially appealing to me because they are mini and you get a nice little sampler of both formulas, and I think the colors are just so beautiful. So this is again one that I really want to purchase. I just can't get a hold of it without it selling it out, and this does retail for $30. Next up, we have a bundle of singles from Cosmetics, and this is their Neon Press Pigments. These are dropping July 24th, which I have a feeling this video is already going to be up by that point. But the whole bundle retails for $71, and I decided to just grab the whole bundle because I think these shades look absolutely incredible. I don't have a ton of experience with mattes, but I do have some experience with their pastel mattes, and I really did enjoy those. And I think that these colors are just so unique, so beautiful, so vibrant. I really want to buy the whole bundle, but in reality, I probably don't need the whole bundle. So I'm kind of undecided as to whether this will actually be a purchase that I make, but I think it is absolutely gorgeous. I also decided to throw in a matte bundle from Dandelions Co. This is a very small indie brand that I don't think it's been around for very long, but I feel like everyone and their mother died over the flower palette that they released several months ago, and I wasn't really a fan of the flower palette, but when I saw these mattes, I fell in love, you guys. These are like beautiful, rich, grungy tones that I will just wear the crap out of in the fall. And so again, this is one that I would like to eventually purchase, but I'm not purchasing right now. You get 9 of these shades for $32.50, and I just think they look incredible. So creamy, so pigmented. They just do something to me. Next product I want to mention is from Lethal Cosmetics, and it's actually their latest palette. It's called the After Dark palette. And you guys, I have been drooling over this palette for weeks since it launched. When it first launched, I was like, I want that palette. And I'm like, you don't need it right away. Wait for a sale, because by the time I got around to getting it in my possession, since they do ship from Germany, it would have been weeks. And at that point, like, I don't know. I just feel like it wouldn't have been the best investment for me to make if I was just buying it for my channel. So I've decided to purchase this one, but wait a little bit. I just think the color story is absolutely gorgeous. It's so bright, it's so fun, it's so colorful. Those metallic shades look really pretty, and I have heard that they're better than Lethal Cosmetics' previous metallic formula, which I do have a couple of those singles, and I'm not a really big fan. But this palette is predominantly matte, and I adore their matte shadows. They're beautiful, super pigmented, creamy, blend out well. They're good mattes, you guys. Also from Lethal Cosmetics, I wanted to grab one of their highlighters, and I believe this is the shade Ionic. I believe Amy Loves Makeup has this one and raves about it, and I just think the packaging is beautiful. Like, the imprint of this highlighter is gorgeous. I just think it's so stunning, and it really has my heart. I also decided to grab a few of the new liners that Lethal Cosmetics released. And I decided to grab the shades Amplitude, Stereo, Auxiliary, or Aux, not Auxiliary, and Bit Crush. So these retail for $52.50 each, which in total is $62, adding up all the shades that I got. I'm on like a liner kick right now. I do have all the ColourPop liners, and I do like them, but I don't think it's my absolute favorite formula, so I kind of regret buying all of them, but I'm going to use them. It's going to be fine. But I think that these shades look really unique, and I would love to try the formula. Ooh, next up I have a product from an indie brand that I've never tried before, and it's called Clove and Hollow. And a lot of my friends on Instagram have been really raving about this brand. Emily's Makeup Bag and Rebecca and Susan Says, I believe, are their Instagram handles. And I've heard nothing but incredible things about this product, about this brand, and what really caught my attention was the Hydratint Blush Serum. The shade that really caught my attention was the shade Nakey, which I believe is described as a mid-tone peachy nude, and I don't really have like a true nude blush. I have like peachy blushes, I have pinky blushes, but I don't really have a true nude blush. And this color looks really beautiful. I'm weirdly attracted to this packaging. It kind of looks like a nail polish bottle, but I'm really attracted to it, and I've just heard really incredible things about the brand. Ooh, next up I have a product from Persona that I'm really interested in trying, and this is another one that's just kind of like eluded me. It's the Persona Cali Glow Highlighter in the shade Laguna. These have been on sale multiple times at Ulta. I don't think this lightest shade is available at Ulta. I think that's why I haven't purchased it yet. But they've been on sale on their website, and I just haven't placed an order for whatever reason, but I've heard that these highlighters are absolutely incredible, you guys. Like, super blinding, super smooth on the skin, and I think this one looks incredible. Again, it's just one that's evaded me for so long, and if this is my fantasy cart, I'm buying this one. Okay, next up we have the item that I just knew as soon as I knew I was going to do this video that I was going to include in my cart, and it is the Cleona Glitter Multichrome Ultra Bundle. I think this is all of Cleona's glitter multichromes. I do have 2 in my collection currently, but they're gorgeous, so I wouldn't really mind having doubles. This is my favorite multichrome formula that Cleona has to offer. I think it's just the most user-friendly, and it suits my makeup taste the most. It has more of a sheer base with lots and lots of glitter in it, and it's just magical, you guys. I will link a couple of my Cleona videos down below if you guys want to learn a little bit more about that and kind of see them in action. But they're so pretty. They're just like pure magic. I did actually decide to throw in a Makeup Geek palette into this bunch as well. Makeup Geek, I feel like, is one of those like original YouTube indie brands that like everyone was talking about for a time, and then they kind of went away, and now they're kind of coming back a little bit. So I wanted to try out their shadows, and I went on their website and I looked at some of their pre-curated palettes, and I landed on the Beach Party color combo, which retails for $33. I think it's really pretty. It's very colorful, which is like absolutely right up my alley right now, but I'm just really into these like blues and greens, and there's a couple neutral tones in there as well for me to kind of get a feel for that formula as well. So I thought it was a really nicely curated bundle, and I really wanted to try it. I also added the Odin's Eye Salome eyeshadow palette. Odin's Eye is a very new brand to me. I heard about them a couple months ago, but I knew that they were based out of Sweden, and so like I kind of kept an eye on them, but I wasn't really seriously considering purchasing anything from them because I'm trying not to buy so many international things just because of the environmental shipping implications. But this palette looks really pretty, and I recently learned that they do ship from the US. Again, I haven't done a ton of research into this palette, but I kind of just based off the look of all their other palettes. This one really appealed to me, and I thought it was absolutely stunning. So I threw it in here. Okay, this next one was like a mega splurge for me, and I totally blame this one on Amy Loves Makeup because she's the one who kind of introduced me to this brand, and I decided to grab the BK Beauty The Essentials brush set, which retails for $195. I don't know if I could ever realistically spend that much on a brush set. I have a lot of really incredible affordable brushes that I have loved for many years, and they've been good to me for many years. But I'm just like, this is my fantasy cart. Let's try it. Let's treat myself. I'm gonna try them. Well, I'm not really gonna try them, but like in this context, I'm trying them. And I just thought this brush set looked really beautiful. I thought that I would really get a lot of use of all the brushes in there, and Amy Loves Makeup has seemed to enjoy those brushes, so I'm gonna go with her recommendation, and I'm going to grab this set. Alright, you guys, so next up I actually decided to go to Mented Cosmetics and grab 2 of their 100 Pan Eyeshadow Palettes. These are empty palettes, and I've become a little bit of a singles junkie, not gonna lie. So I've needed more magnetic palettes for quite some time now. I ordered one from Sydney Grace, but I've always wanted to try the Adept empty magnetic palettes because I've heard incredible things about them, and I was like, you know what, let's go big or go home. So I got 2 of the 100 Pan Eyeshadow Palettes. I really like to rearrange my singles and create little custom palettes, but I like to keep those like separate. There's my stomach again, I'm so hungry. But I like to keep them separate from the rest of my single eyeshadows because I don't know, that's just how I like to do it. So I almost want like 2 gigantic palettes to keep my singles in, the ones that aren't in curated palettes, and then put my curated palettes in my other palettes that are a little bit smaller. Kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know if it'll actually work, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. I would like to buy one of these palettes eventually, but I probably don't need to just yet. The final item that I threw in my fantasy cart is actually from Mented Cosmetics, and I threw in their Candy Cakes collection. This is their newest collection, at least at the time that I'm filming this. Or wait, no. I think this was 2 collections ago. It's a newer collection to Davina's line. And I just think these look beautiful. They're described as like duochromy, glittery shadows. That's right up my alley. So I threw them in my cart, and I was a little over $1,000. I'm not gonna lie. Don't be mad. I'm just a little over. My end total was $1,034. But I am so excited about every single thing that I put in my cart. As I said in the beginning, this was so much more fun for me than doing the Sephora or the Ulta or even the ColourPop cart, because I feel like indie makeup is just what I'm really passionate about. It's what's really exciting me right now. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a really long one, but I hope it was helpful and I hope it was enjoyable. If you guys were creating your own $1,000 fantasy indie makeup cart, which would be the brand that you would be most excited to put into there? For me, I feel like it was, I feel like either the Cleona glitter multi-chrome bundle or the Cosmetics stuff. Again, just because that's been stuff that I've like lusted after for so long and I haven't been able to get it. But either of those would be ones that I would be super duper excited to get. But let me know what yours would be down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!